So one of the things that is happening in our industry, and it's been going on for a couple of years already, is framework creators or vendors also providing infrastructure solutions. I'm referring to, for example, Vercel and Next.js, of course. But also Laravel recently announced that they would do Laravel Cloud. And so with these things, I'm afraid that people forget to really understand what infrastructure is about because everything is just happening for them. I mean, what's your take on that? Because we are old school, we know how to set up servers, we set up everything ourselves, but are people losing that capability?
In a way, people are losing that capability, but the real question that I would ask is like, is it a problem that people are losing that capability on a grander scale? As long as enough people understand on the lower levels what's going on to support that kind of abstraction.
I think it is, because if there is shit hitting the fan, even if you're on a platform as a service and you are not able to understand the lower workings or the inner workings of something like that, how will you solve your issue?
I think you see the same thing in the development world, or at least we could see this like for the last years and decades even, where frameworks are abstractions on top of languages, which in themselves are abstractions on top of other languages, which are lower level. We don't see the COBOL engineers anymore. We don't see a lot of C developers anymore. There's a small subset that supports the development of other more abstract languages or higher level programming languages. And then we see people that are developing frameworks with a thorough understanding of the language. And then you see a lot of developers on the top layer who are understanding the framework and can build really valuable tools with those frameworks, but don't understand any of the lower levels. And I think the infrastructure is going in the same direction.
Absolutely, yeah. That's interesting, because I always think that as an engineer, you need to try to understand the full stack. I mean, I think as an engineer, if you're building web applications, you should understand, for example, how the IP routing and all of that works. But maybe, I wrote a blog post on the whole framework thing, like where basically people, they understand the framework, and even people applying, they say like, I'm a React engineer or I'm a Laravel engineer, not even PHP or JavaScript engineer anymore. And for me, that's, I would say, worrisome. It could be kind of marketing thing as well. But if you as an engineer cannot do, for example, Laravel and Symfony and maybe just plain PHP, I think it's kind of handicap, no?
For you as a person, it's better to know more of these things as an engineer, because you can now apply these things in different contexts more easily. But that doesn't make it so that a person becomes less valuable as an engineer if they understand their abstraction level that they're working at really well. Another example for that is potentially AI, the evolution that we see in AI. You used to have to be a data scientist and know Python to do all of these complex algorithms and mathematical models. And now we see an abstraction layer that is provided by big vendors with a simple API endpoint.
I think that's different, because that's kind of a known way of working, that it's like an API they're providing to, while infrastructure in the end is running your application, and you need to build on top of the infrastructure. It's not just calling an API, right?
That's true, but the underlying model, like training the model and understanding what the model is capable of and what not, that becomes the worries for someone else. And like the abstraction layer on top facilitates a lot more.
Actually, also there, because you get restricted in a certain way. Like if you build an application that's using heavily, for example, an LLM, which you outsource to OpenAI, for example, and you start providing it with information, and then you have an edge case where you never get the result that you want to get. There is no way for you to solve it unless you are really going to train the model yourself, right? Yeah,
that's true. There is definitely a slight difference.
So there's a kind, you get limited by what you're using in the end. I think for the frameworks, I compared with the script, what I called script kiddies in the past. Now I call them framework junkies, but people that went to Stack Overflow and copy pasted stuff. So they know how to browse documentation, let's say, but they don't really understand like what the framework is about. And that's, I think is maybe I'm getting old, but I think it's kind of a worrisome thing that's happening. I believe,
Well, in the end, everyone just creates value at the level where they're comfortable, and you're going to have people that create value by creating more abstraction layers, and then you're going to have people that create value by using those abstraction layers. That has always been the case, and I feel like it will stay that way.
Okay.